시대 틀에 너의 심장을 울릴게 둠둠
Hello everyone, it's Thero here, and you might see that I'm in a different environment today. It's just because I actually don't live alone, and to be honest, my roommate that lives with me in the same room has things that are far more important than me recording whatever Kpop experience I have. So I had to move downstairs to the kitchen, and that's where I'm sitting right now and trying to somehow record my experience from the last concert I went to, which, if you saw a few videos back on my channel, is a Noir Over the Abyss tour in Prague that took place on the 25th of October 2019. Was organized by Skey Ace. I wanted to record this a few days ago as well, but to be honest, I actually was pretty sick and also kind of, in a state of a huge post-concert depression, so I couldn't really do anything much. I just waited for the day that I would actually be able to speak, because I also screamed so loudly at the concert, and that's why I'm basically only recording it today. For this concert, I had the second most expensive ticket, which was the Doom Doom category, and it had a FANSIGN, a high-touching group photo, and also sound check included. And to be honest, there was actually this little problem with me and getting tickets, which I want to really thank so much to Skey Ace for helping me solve. Because when I was buying the tickets for the first time, I actually didn't have enough money, so I only purchased a normal ticket which didn't have any special, extras in it, and I was really sad because I liked Noir since Top Gun, in airplane mode, of course, was the MV that got me into them. And I really wanted to meet them and things, but I just didn't have enough money at that time, so I thought, okay, maybe it will be safer for me to actually get at least a normal ticket, and then I'll just have selfies or whatever with them. In the end, I got some money a week before the concert, and I just messaged Skey Ace in case they would be able to upgrade my ticket to the Doom Doom category, which I really wanted to have. And surprisingly, they actually replied, and they were like, yeah, of course we can do this, just bring the extra money to the concert and stand in the line for the ticket that you want to have. So I did. I brought the extra money, and they were really nice about it, and they just helped me a lot, which is so great. Thank you so much, Skey Ace, for that. So yeah, I had a Doom Doom ticket in the end. I came to the numbering spot an hour before the numbering was supposed to start, because I didn't really want to risk waiting in Prague for a long time, since Prague is not really the safest city to be waiting in during the night. I was just thinking, okay, well, the venue is quite small, so I'm going to see quite well enough to have the fan sign and the selfie and stuff. So yeah, so I came an hour before the numbering started, before the unofficial numbering started, and guys, I was the first of the Doom Doom people to arrive. And I was really confused, because usually there would be people already waiting, but no, I was the first. I had a little one in here, but it already washed out, so it's not there anymore. And I was so happy about that, and I ended up being second row at the concert, which is amazing. Also, in the end, there were only around 100 of us in total, which is so sad because the boys, they deserve so much more. They deserve a full house. They deserve to be outsold on the whole tours. They're so talented and such darlings. And in the Dum Dum category, there are actually only 9 of us in the whole category, which is also really good because we were supposed to have a group picture with Noir with 10 people in it, but then there were only 9 of us, so we each got basically like one member. Also, we could kind of discuss it together and actually decide which member we're going to stand next to, which we did, and I ended up standing next to my like 3rd favorite rapper in the whole K-pop and my Noir bias, Seunghoon, and I'm so happy about this. Yeah. Anyway, I got my number, and then I met with some friends that I met before at the VAV concert in December, and we just went to get some coffee and food to write our like fan book messages for the members, and also I needed to finish what I wanted to give them at the FANSIGN, which were postcards from my hometown. I just bought like 9 different postcards from my hometown and wrote random cute messages on it in Korean, and also explained like that's my hometown. There's also a university that teaches Korean in that town, and you should really go visit sometime. It's really pretty in there, and yeah, stuff like that. And I just like, I didn't put names on them. I was going to have them choose at the FANSIGN like which of them they want. The messages were basically the same on all of them except one, which I was like, that was my favorite, and I was really hoping for Seunghoon to pick that one. We finished that, we went back for the official numbering, and we were there like 10 minutes before the official numbering was supposed to start, and just like in front of a sandwich shop next to the venue, we were deciding if we want to eat something before the numbering starts or not. And then we see some like green hat across the road. Turns out the boys were just arriving to the venue at the exact moment that we were there. And they were like barefaced and so cute and walking across the street right next to us, so we just stood there. We didn't really scream or run to them, we just stood there and waved at them. We were like trying to be really respectful. I greeted them like twice in Korean, but I didn't scream or anything because, I mean, they were still barefaced and some of them were actually like hiding their faces. But yeah, some of them waved back and they were like really cute and nice, and they were so beautiful even without the makeup. Gosh, people, we were so nervous because of that. You know, you just don't expect to meet the idols before the concert or after it, like when they're not actually on stage, and you don't have the time to prepare for that if they just appear in front of you. Anyway, God bless, we met Noir even before all the other people at the concert did. Then there was the official numbering, and I got my number 1. I was let inside to buy the merch or selfie tickets and things, and to be honest, I only intended to buy like 5 or 6 selfie tickets at most, but since I saw the boys and I was like, I'm not going to decide, I just bought all the selfie tickets, and I also bought an album for them to sign. And it was kind of funny because I was told before that there are no albums left, and I was really sad about it, but turns out there were only like some like other albums. So I got a Top Gun album, which I'm really actually happy about because Top Gun was the era that I got into Noir and that I became a Lumiere. I was really glad that I'm actually going to get this one signed because it's like, you know, more meaningful. Also, my favorite song, which is Miro or Break It in English, is on that album as well. So I didn't have any problem with me having an older album to be signed. Also, before I got the album, I didn't have any photo cards or anything to put on the back of my phone. So I just did this, just like Sunghoon's name, and I was going to use this as the substitute photo card so he sees that I actually love him, and maybe if he sees me recording he would see his name on this. But guess what was in the album? Yes, it was him. I'm so glad. Also, he looks so good in this picture. So I just put this on the back of my phone. Also, my phone is blue, so it looks really, really good with this on it. And the second photo card I got was Sihon, which was probably like a prophecy or something, because I really, really enjoyed the time with him at the FANSIGN. After this was done, there was like a little bit of a problem because the Abyss tickets were supposed to get a snack prepared by Noir members. There is a problem with them like making the snacks, and they just like somehow ended up on the floor, so there was a delay because the members had to redo it, and we were just standing in front of the venue being like, okay, I understand that they're idiots, but we love them anyway. And yeah, then they let us in, and the FANSIGN was in like a downstairs room in which there was like a huge couch, and all the members were sitting on the huge couch, and there was a table in front of them, and you would have to kneel in front of the table to have the things signed. You received a poster, and you could also have the album signed if you had one. I just remember coming down the stairs, and we were stopped at like the last step so we don't mingle with the Abyss people who were still doing their FANSIGN. And I was in the front, of course, and I just saw like everything. I saw the boys, I saw the FANSIGN happen. And the first thing I remember when I walked in was Devon looking up at the staircase and shooting hearts. Like, he was so cute, and he kept trying to entertain even the people who were waiting to get their FANSIGN spot. And he was like really, really sweet about everything, and I love this voice so much. You don't even know, you can't even imagine. So we spent that a lot, and also there were times when like Sunghoon didn't have anyone in front of him, and we were trying so hard to get his attention. I was like waving at him, and I just didn't want to scream because there was already quite a lot of noise in the room, and I didn't want to add to it. Also, my throat was really sore because I was kind of sick. And then there was like a second when Sunghoon looked up, and we were just all like, hello, we love you. And he looked at us like, yeah, I know you're here, so you probably love me. I literally just went like, hi, not even caring. And I was just like, okay, I knew I biased you. Just like, I picked the right one, I knew it. So that was it. Well, since I was the first in the Doom Doom category, I had quite a gap in between the Abyss people and me when I went up for the FANSIGN. So basically all like at least 3 members in front of me didn't have anyone in front of them when I was there, and they just kind of started listening to whatever I was saying to the member that I was in front of, since I was attempting to speak Korean the whole time, and I kind of succeeded actually. They seemed like they understood what I wanted to say, so I guess. The order of the voice was Junyoung first, after that Jungkook, Sunghoon, Minhyuk, Devon, Sihon, Shia, Yoonsung, and Hoyeon was last. I was just so grateful that Sunghoon is in first because he didn't have any shirt on. He just had like this suit, but he didn't have the shirt underneath, and it was so distracting even from far away, and I just couldn't deal with him being the first person. So yeah, I went up and I really, really tried not to seem nervous, but I think they saw that I was anyway. Yeah, Junyoung was first, and oh my god, he was so gorgeous, like literally gorgeous. I was stunned for a second. Also, I noticed that he had like nice necklaces on, and he looked really great, and he was like smiling at me and being like hello, like the smallest hello ever. And then he asked for my name and wrote it on top of the on top of the poster, and well, I actually had it prepared and like hangul on this to Taro, so they knew. And he was like, "Oh, so is hangul okay?" I told him yes, it's okay. At that moment, he like looked up from writing whatever he was writing, like a signature or whatever, and he just looked up and he was so like wide-eyed because I spoke completely in Korean. So yeah, I told him that he could speak in Korean, that it's okay because I am learning, and he seemed to relax so much at hearing the thing, and he really, I think he attempted to speak like slowly and tried to make me understand every word, because I mean, it was apparent that my Korean is not that great yet, that I'm trying, and he showed me that he's like appreciating me for that. It was almost like he's trying not to be an idol, but mostly to be just like a friend, or you know, someone you would be comfortable around. Then I gave him the postcards and I told him to choose one of them, and he was like, "Is that for me?" I'm just like, "Yeah, you can just pick one, whichever you'd like." And he chose the one that has like second from top. I'm not sure which member chose which postcard, to be honest, apart from Sunghun, but whatever. And he looked at it and he was like, "What is this?" And I told him it's my hometown. At which moment he switched back to English for a second, and he was just like, "Oh, really? Destiny?" And he, you know, he held my hand. He was like, "Yay, high five." And so I was like, "Yeah, maybe it is Destiny, but to be honest, they're all my hometown." And then he did like this cute, sad, "Aww." My heart just melted at it. After that, I just told him to like, let's enjoy today together, and I actually asked him if it was better to say it that way or another way in Korean, so he gave me a little tip on it. And yeah, then I moved to Jungkook. Now, when I sat in front of Jungkook, the first thing that I realized is how actually amazingly beautiful, unbelievably beautiful he is. I don't know why, because I didn't say even hi or whatever to him. I just flatly stated, "Oh my god, you look like a flower." And facepalm. And he broke into this like wide smile and seemed quite pleased, and he was like, "Oh, thank you." And then he looked at me and he was just like trying to express himself in English, to say that he liked my the bandana and the fact that it matches with the shirt. But he was like really struggling to say it in English. So I told him, "You can just speak comfortably in Korean." He looked at me, he was like, "Oh, okay." And kind of explained that he liked the fact that I had like this kind of color of hair and that it matches together and it looked really good together. And I was like, "Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it," since it was someone as gorgeous as him saying that. We also talked about something else after that, but I don't remember. I'm so sorry. Because, I mean, the next was Sunhoon, and I have this little bit of a problem. Like, the people in front of and after my bias are a little bit of a blur to me, always, at every event ever. And then I just remember Sunhoon suddenly reaching out and taking the album from Jungkook and being like, "Could you just move? You've been there for like ages." Not really saying it, but you know, his face was saying that. I'm just like, okay, I'm moving. So I high-fived Jungkook and I just moved. Since he was my Noir bias, I really wanted to tell him a lot of things, like how I loved Noir's music, how I loved his rapping skills and his skills in general. I wanted to ask him which lyrics from Noir songs I should put on my body as a tattoo, which I forgot to. And I also wanted to tell him that my most favorite song is actually Mira, like, you know, and that I really appreciate all the songs, not only the songs that I have from MV, because he was asking the other people in front of me what their favorite songs were, and most of them just said Dum Dum, because Doom Doom is the new one, but really for me Mira is like the one song that I really really love, and I also really love Artist. And I really wanted to tell him that I love these two songs, and I'm really looking forward to the concert and hoping that I can hear at least one of them live. But I somehow just forgot everything because I was in front of him and I was so like, you know, nervous, and I was basically for a second just like staring at him, and only thing that I did was like greet him and tell him that yeah, my name is Teru and he can sign it in Hangul. And I just watched him sign it on the poster. And then yes, I was like, oh my god, my time is running out and I'm not saying anything. I just blurted out something really, really random, which was thank you for coming to Czech Republic. I've been a Lumiere for a long time and I'm really glad to see you guys live. And I really wanted him to like kind of transition this to the song question so I can talk about Mira and be like, you know, I love the lyrics and I love everything and I really, really love Artist and yeah. But then he didn't, because he heard me speaking Korean, so he asked, oh, you speak Korean and where are you learning Korean? And we just talked about this. I basically talked with every member about the same thing, like, yeah, I learned Korean in university, it's in the town of Olomouc, is the one in the poster that I gave you. You should come if you have the time to. And that's the conversation I also had with Seunghoon too, so I guess. I gave him the postcards to choose, and he actually chose the one that I really wished that he would choose. So I told him, oh, and that's my favorite, and I was really hoping for you to choose that one because you're my favorite. And he went something like, oh, am I your favorite? Really, that's nice. And gave me like one of his smiles that actually makes his dimples show, and I was just like so done with life at the moment. I was so dying. And then he went to sign my album, and just like I had his name in here. I have chose a picture I wanted him to sign. As you can see, there's no signature on it. Because he found that and he looked at it and he was like, but yeah, I'm not first, I want to be first, because the first one is actually Minhyuk's. And he just like went and opened on the first picture of him ever in the album and signed that one. He wants to be first, I get it. He also drew a little heart, which I'm so glad. He didn't write the to Teru, I still have a heart from him, so I'm happy with that. I'm like, also, as soon as I opened the album, I have a Seunghoon signed page. Like, completely ignore my wishes, but do whatever you want, I don't care. Also, he chose a nice picture, like, yeah. And yeah. Then he kind of held my hands, most of the time, I feel like, and told me to enjoy the concert today, and I told him, let's enjoy it together. And then I was almost moving to the next member at that moment, but I just turned at him, oh, and by the way, next time, could you please like wear some t-shirt or shirt, because you're going to catch a cold. And I actually got a little bit of a laugh out of him, which is so amazing. I love his laugh. I mean, in general, I really love when I see my faves laughing. It means like they're having fun or whatever. And he was like, no, I'm okay. I was like, yeah, of course you are, but we are not. Then we again high-fived and I just moved to Minhyuk. And yeah, Minhyuk was really cute and adorable in his green hair. And he had these little ears on and he was just like a definition of cuteness. And the first thing that he did when I came to him was that he gave me his like, huge smile, you know, the smile that he does, the eye smile, where he looks like the sweetest, cutest thing in the universe. And after that, I don't really remember much from our interaction. I just know that he asked me if I wrote the message on the back of the postcard that I gave him, me saying that yes, I did, and that I study Korean in university and things like that. And then he wished me good luck with that, and then I told him that he looks like a sunshine and that it's so amazing. And I guess that's all I remember. For Minhyuk, I have, there's not many photos of him in this album, so there's just that one that I have signed. And yeah, there was definitely some more interactions I just don't remember. So yeah, I did that, and after that I moved to Devon, and I have no idea who thought that putting the two cutest people in the whole universe next to each other was going to be good for our hearts, because my heart was struggling. Junior signed page. You can see that, it's so cute, I love him. The Jungkook signed page. To be honest, I didn't even like finish sitting down in front of him, and he was already like hello and grabbing my hands and everything and being so adorable and so cute and being like happy and bubbly, and he looked like he was so happy to see each and every one of the Lumières in there. And I know that we talked for quite a long time together, and it was really like pleasant. It was like talking to a little brother that you really love and appreciate. At first he asked me if it was really okay for him to write my name in Hangul, or if I preferred it to be written like romanization. And I told him, no, it's really okay in Hangul, because that's how I write it in my Korean lessons, and I'm used to it. And he literally like looked at me and went close and just went like, you learn Korean? Oh my god, he looked so adorable doing that. Or also his face was like that close to mine at that moment. I was shook, and I'm surprised that I could actually answer. So yeah, I explained a little bit that I studied Korean in university, and then he just like was like, yeah, that's nice, okay, that's cute, and he focused to like send a poster, and he was so looking so cute because he was so like concentrating on signing the thing, that I actually told him, oh my god, you look so adorable, you look so cute. And he looked up and made this like really cute pouty face and went, how cute? Like, you shouldn't do this to our hearts, Devon. You know, we are not made of stone, we're actually feeling human beings, and we're dying and we're melting, and you probably know that, right? And you enjoy that, right? But yeah, well, like, how cute. And I told him that how I feel about him as like a precious little brother that I have, and that it's so adorable. And oh my gosh, he just proceeded to say this really bad thing for my heart, because he went a little brother, so you're my Nuna? Like, boy, you don't just go calling people Nuna with that cute face of yours. I didn't even know what to say about this, like how to react properly, so I just switched to giving him the postcards, and it was a big one of them was like, yeah, that's my hometown, you know, I told you, the one that the Korean university is at. And he was like, oh, is that so? I want to go sometimes and stuff like that I don't normally say as a part of, you know, fan service and stuff. And then he went to sign the album, and at that moment I just remember him being like looking down and opening the album at his page, and he had these cute little flowers in his hair, and he was still so adorable. And then he just started writing, and he wrote I love you, Teru, in that as well, with a heart. And I saw him write that, and I was just like, oh my god, I love you too. And he looked at me and he tells me, no, I love you more. So I just shook my hand and I told him, no, I love you more, which made him add 2 little hearts. Oh, that's, cheeks, that's so cute. After the FANSIGN, I actually counted the number of hearts I got from Devon, and I have 4 in here, and I also have 1 on the poster. He's so adorable, he's like precious, and he tries to make every single fan feel the love that he has for us. Also, I forgot to mention, he actually held one of my hands all the time, and sometimes he held both of my hands. Yeah. Then I moved to Shihon next, and I probably had the longest conversation with him, although I don't remember the whole thing, because we talked about like random things, to be honest, but he was so like easy to talk to, and I was really comfortable around him. Also, he tried really hard to speak like slowly and use words that I would understand in Korean, of course. Really, I would love to have this guy as a friend or whatever, and I would love to spend hours and hours talking to him, because he was like, he made me really feel at ease next to him, not like an idol, just as a friend. What I remember is him complimenting on my style, and even on my tattoo that I have on my left leg, which he probably had to see before I came to the FANSIGN itself. So I had a skirt on and everything, but you couldn't see it when I was sitting in front of the table, just when I was standing in there. And now I was struggling to explain to him that it's just like a rabbit, because to be honest, it's a tatsmato, and I didn't really want to talk about how I love another group with the members, because that's not what you do. So I just said like, thank you, it's a rabbit. Also, I really love your style today, and this hair color suits you so much. You look so good in this. He grinned, he thanked me, we high-fived and everything like that. And then we spoke a little bit about my Korean. He was one of the members that actually spoke to me in Korean right from the beginning. And we discussed a little bit like the way it's taught in our university. Then I gave him the postcard, and I told him it's the town that I study Korean at, and I actually live there. And he was like, it's not Prague. I was like, no, it's not Prague, it's this little town in Moravia. You should definitely visit if you have the time. Then he went, oh, so are there many Koreans in that town? And I was like, not really in that town, but there's another town near that town, and they had a Hyundai company branch in there, so there are a lot of Koreans in that town, so it's why we have the University of Korean, that I probably think that I will end up working for Hyundai. And he was just like, no, come just work for us and be our like assistant or whatever. And he said that he would really love to have a Lumiere assistant, because Lumieres love them and care about them a lot, and he would love to spend so much time with Lumieres. And I was like, oh my god, you're so cute, you shouldn't just say this, you're adorable. I know it's a fan service and stuff, but it's cute, and thank you for saying it. So yeah, I told him I would think about it, and he just signed my page and I moved. And to be honest, he kind of signed the part of the things over the sticky note, as you can see in here. But it doesn't matter, it's still cute, I still love him. When I was moving from Shihon to Shiha, the post-it note I had for him actually bent, so he couldn't see it. And I, like, the thing that I remember the most from the part with him was that he was panicking. He was literally like looking all over the post-its and be like, where am I? Where's Shiha? Where's my name? Switching between Korean and English, and be like really panicked that he cannot see it. It took me a while to understand what was the problem, and I just showed him, and he was like, oh, I'm here. I thought you wouldn't want my signature and that you don't want me to sign. And I was like, no, of course I want you to sign for me because I love you. And also, Shiha was speaking really fast in Korean to me, so sometimes I had a little bit of a problem to understand what he said. He said that my Korean is good though, so I'm really happy about that. Then I gave him a postcard to choose, and there were only 3 left, and he was like pretending to think about it for such a long time before he chose one. And then there was this normal, like, yeah, that's my hometown, that's the town that I learned Korean at. And he was like, oh, okay, okay. We high-fived or whatever, and I moved to Yonsang. I have my Shihan, over here, Shiha signed page, right in here. And I love the face that he did. I don't know if you can see it, but he draws these like faces on it and it's so cute. Yoonsong in flesh is also like extremely beautiful. Now, I didn't have any like special interaction with him at all. It was basically just, so you speak Korean? Why do you speak Korean? Where are you learning Korean? Things like that. I explained about my hometown and stuff. And at some point, Hoyeon just kind of joined in, and they were debating about like which one of them would pick which of the remaining postcards I had. And then I just tried to talk with Yoonsong about something more, but I just don't remember because my brain was at the state of scrambled eggs at the moment because he was the 8th member, so yeah. And then we high-fived and I got like my signatures and whatever, and I moved to Hoyeon. Here's my Yoonsong signed page. And last but not least member was Hoyeon, and I'm really sad for Hoyeon because he had to tell me some things like 3 times because at that moment I just wasn't capable of understanding. Also, he was kind of switching between Korean and English, which is quite hard for me since I can like usually set myself to one language and then I stop understanding most of the other languages that I hear. It was making me confused so much. He asked me if I wanted a special message on there on the signature. I was just like, I'm not sure, I don't really know. He just saw me being like confused and nervous and he just went, oh, don't be nervous. He grabbed my hands and he tried to like make me feel more comfortable and gave me such a sweet smile. I almost died on the spot, and in the end I just didn't choose anything. But he in the end he signed his name twice. The second one is in like romanized version. You can see that, yeah. Love how he did like a little heart. I still don't know if it's like Y or I with a little heart on it. After that I just told him like, let's enjoy today together and let's see each other at the selfie event, and I loved, and that was it. It was all for my FANSIGN experience. I have a thread about this on Twitter, so if you want to see that, you can just go to the link in the description and read about the thing. After the FANSIGN, we went outside of the venue for a bit. Then they let us go in like a different part of the venue where the stage was. Yeah, so we had a sound check, and after the sound check we did the high touch in group photos. For the group photo I was with Seunghoon because I just basically just like went to him just like, okay, I want to take a picture with you and I have this idea about a pose. You just do this and, you know, hands like that and go over my head if you can. And he was like, what? He didn't really understand much what I said. And so I just like put his hands together. Sorry, Seunghoon, I know I'm not supposed to touch you if you don't let me, but it was like, I was out of time, I'm sorry. I'm just like this, put your hand like that, and just like over my head. And I didn't expect him to actually touch my hair, but he went like that. It felt like he was going to smash me inside the stairs. But yeah, but we did that. And after that, they were taking a second picture, for which I said it's okay to just do hearts or whatever. And I still remember how confused he was about what the fuck I wanted him to do. That was it. After that, there was the selfie event, and I had a selfie ticket for each of the members, and I asked all of them to basically like choose the pose they want to do. All of them except for Devon, because for Devon I was just like, please let's do it like something cute. And usually they were just like, no, you choose. And in the end I kind of ended up communicating as like, which one would you like? They gave me two to pick from. I was like, yeah, let's do that, for example. I didn't want to make them do anything anymore, and to Seunghoon I specifically told him that, so since I made you do something weird like 5 minutes ago, let's do something you want to do. And I was like, okay, so let's just do hearts. I was like, good. Also, he saw that he's on my wallpaper on my phone, and he was like, oh my god, I'm your wallpaper, literally in English. And he was like, yes, it's because you're my favorite member, and you're also on the back of my phone. So he turned it around and he saw himself, and he was like, oh, thank you so much. And yeah, we took the picture together. That's the most memorable experience from the selfie event. With Devon, it was also quite cute because he was the only one who actually spoke to me right from the start in Korean. He was like, okay, I remember you're the person who speaks Korean. And he was like, yeah, so what do we want to do? And I was like, let's do it cutely. I was like, yes, of course, let's do it cutely. And he was so adorable in the picture. And then with Shiha, because I wanted to take a picture with Shiha first, it was quite hard because I was trying to stuff all of my selfie tickets, because I had like a million of them, like 8 left. And I was trying to put it in this pocket. I was like, wait a second, I cannot stuff it in there. And I was like, it's okay, breathe. So I had these pictures and with them taken, and after that we were just waiting for about an hour before the concert started, because we had still so much time left. And at that moment, the Skey Ace manager, the Skey Ace CEO came out, and he just talked to us about how amazing the boys are, that we should appreciate them, and he was being so nice. And then he also went around and just talked to like random people. He wasn't really playing the boss role or anything. He was just like communicative and nice. And I thank you for that manager name so much. I wish all entertainment companies, sajangims were like that, because you're really like, you're great and your company's great, and I wish every tour would be with Skey Ace from now on. Also, I have a selfie with him, which is so cute and so cool, and thank you for that as well. Yeah, so that was it. After that, the concert finally started. It was so short and it took such a short time. I was in like a second row and I had a really nice view. I had a few moments where Seunghoon looked like my way, and I actually had like one actual interaction because they were having a ment or something, and I was just like looking at him and he was looking at me. I was like, is he looking at me or not? So I moved my head and he moved his head, and so I went like heart maybe, and he went the heart back. And otherwise no one took my phone or anything, because they did take people's phones to film themselves, but it's okay. I didn't really expect that to happen anyway. I enjoyed it like that anyway, and like the boys are amazing. And in the end there was this thank you that they did, and you could just see that one was like teary-eyed and he was about to cry, and he talked about how he never thought that he even deserved happiness like this, and that he's so glad that Lumières are showing him this kind of love, and that he actually starts to think that he deserves happiness thanks to us. He was just like so adorable. I just wanted to hug him and I couldn't, because we were not allowed to hug them at all. I just hope that he knows that we appreciate him and that we love him. And yeah. Also, note about the concert, they actually performed Artist, and I'm so happy because seeing it live was absolutely amazing. Also, I have a moment when Seunghoon came just like right to our cameras, and I have it on camera. I'm so glad, even though I don't have the whole thing, because I was just like so shook that it's actually playing in front of me. At some point I kind of turned into a Seunghoon fan site, I feel like, because I have so many Seunghoon focused videos on my phone. And in the end I just kind of screamed Seunghoon, I love your nose, and he was just like, I love it too, which I really, really appreciated as well. After that, the concert just ended, and I literally spent 10 minutes in the toilet crying about what Devon said in before, and about like I'm going to miss the boys so much. That was it. We didn't really wait for them to leave the venue anyway, because that's their private life or whatever, and we had to catch a train home. And I went home and I'm just thinking about like how am I going to live anymore. Noir has come from, because they were in my top 10 groups of course, but they were like top 7 maybe, and they are now top 3 probably, right after BAB and 80s. And I love them so much. They're talented, they're darlings, and they deserve the world. Thank you for watching this, and see you next time, which will probably be the experience from BAB. Love you. Bye.
Try his best.
그 천마 선배님의 그러니까 짧게 롤러코스터
Rollercoaster from China.
저희 좀 부르시면 진짜 노래 불러줘. 그 후렴곡은
롤러코스터
네. 5, 6, 7, 8
자꾸